Hey Joe, what's up, man? It's Coach Matt over here at Primal and Elite Throws Coaching, doing your video analysis. So thank you. I could tell you were eager to have me look at this because you sent it both through the Huddle, which is, God, I forgot what it used to be called. I think it was UberSense is what it was called. And then you also emailed me separately with the same video clip. So you seemed very anxious to get this video analysis done, and I'm kind of in the zone of doing these here. Trying to do one or two a day just to get some more information out there to athletes. And I like your video a lot because your technique is really good. I mean, when you watch this, I'm going to play it a few times in a row so people can take a look and see. But we'll start from the back here. Well, it's only a 5-second video, so take a look. So I don't know how far you're throwing. You look like you're a pretty tall guy. You look like you're over 6 feet tall. You've got really good mechanics at certain points of the throw, and you're really doing a good job of kind of accelerating and exploding into that throw. We'll watch it again. So it looks pretty good. Again, I don't know how far. If I had to guess, this is probably in the 150, 160 range when I compare it to athletes who I've worked with in the past and other athletes I've worked with online. The one thing that sticks out is that scoop at the end. So that's more than likely why you sent me this video, is to take a look at that scoop. So I'm going to go through it real quick. All right, so also thank you for sending it to me as an MP4. That means I can go frame by frame. So here's what we're looking at. As you go frame by frame, a couple little things to work on, okay? So the first thing that I'd want you to work on is going to be your right foot, and when this right foot comes off the ground in relation to where your left foot is pointing. So if you take a look, ideally what I would love to see is that when the left foot is pointing at 9 o'clock, or when the left foot is pointing at the camera, I'd like to see that right foot starting to come off the ground. So you can see here the right foot comes off the ground right about here, and you've got this sort of crisscross ballerina type of position. You're doing a pretty good job of staying low in the back. You can see you don't really stand up tall. You do a good job of sinking down on that left and driving the knee down into the circle. I really like that. How you drive that knee. You're also doing a good job of keeping the right leg long and then driving across that circle. So I am a big proponent of making this right foot trace what looks like a pizza slice. So some people are more of a light bulb, where they want that right foot to come out and continue tracing that circle almost like a giant light bulb shape before you drive through. So like a fish hook light bulb shape. I'm much more of a pizza slice, which it looks like you are doing. So you take that foot, it makes the big circle, and then it's a straight drive down the middle. So you can see that right foot for you, it comes across and then straight. So the back of the circle looks pretty darn good. I would just try to get your right foot off the circle a little bit earlier. So I want the right foot off the circle here rather than here. So not a huge deal, but for a more advanced thrower, that is going to make a difference. Okay, you drive through the circle. Again, you do a great job driving through. You've got your chest high. You've got really good posture right here. You can see great separation. You are starting to twist that head a little bit more than I like. So right here, I'd like to see you looking down that left sector line before you start to kind of cock your head to the side, just because that's going to twist your hips, twist your shoulders around a little bit more than necessary. Right foot lands in a pretty good spot. And here's where things start to go a little bit awry. So you can see here we're getting into a very good power position. You have, as I tell everybody here, just as a little side note, if you hear noises in the background like a big fat bulldog that's walking on the tile, snoring, drinking water, which you can probably hear right now, That's my fat dog, George. He walks around when I do these things. As soon as I start talking, he gets up and gets active. He sleeps 23 hours a day, but he's doing this. So you can see here, you've got a really nice angle at the armpit. I like to see about a 90-degree angle in this scarecrow position where the left arm is nice and tall, the right arm is nice and tall, making almost like a letter T, almost like a scarecrow. Do a really good job here. This is where it starts to get a little bit wonky. Now, we talked about the really good posture here. You can see you've got a nice natural arch to your back. The chest is up. If the official out in the throwing area could read the logo that's on your shirt, that's what I like to see. When we get to this point here, the people standing behind the cage that are watching you can read the logo on your shirt. Right here, you start to lean forward a little bit. You start to collapse a little bit, and your posture starts to get a little hunched over, a little bit bent over. We'll see here, when the left foot touches down, which is right about there, you can see how you're now bending over, and the logo is kind of facing down to the ground. What this is doing is you are now in what I call a lightning bolt position. So you've got this left shoulder, right hip, right knee, right ankle. You've got this sort of zigzag lightning bolt position. So had you, if you can imagine, had you kept your chest up as you did the mirror turn, as you did the wheel drill, as some people call it, as you came through this point in the circle, if you kept your chest up and bent your knees, see that? See how the chest is up and then it goes down and back up again? Watch the logo on your shirt. Up, down, up. See how it makes like a letter U? It goes back and forth. This, in my opinion, I mean, I've only got one throw to look at, so it's kind of tough to say, but this is what's causing that scoop. It's not necessarily the fact that your arm is scooping. You can see you still have a pretty good angle here at the armpit. I like to see a 90-degree angle at the armpit. You've got about the same angle here as you do here. So again, it's not like you're dropping the discus. The discus still has a very good angle. That arm is still nice and long, and you still have a really good angle. It's that your chest is dropping down to the ground. So if your chest is dropping down to the ground and then exploding up, that's where you're going to have that scoop. If you watch the discus and you watch your chest, that logo on your chest, you can see they both go down and up, down, up at the same time. So up, down, down, up, up, up. Okay? So I really want you to focus that when this right foot touches down and you go to get in the mirror position, if you're looking to get more drive and more lift into your throw, don't do it by bending over at the waist. Think of it just like a corkscrew. If you've ever used a corkscrew or seen anybody use a corkscrew, as they turn the corkscrew, it goes deeper into the bottle. As you do this position here, the mirror turn, as you go to finish and land in that power position, your legs have to be that corkscrew. Don't get low with your waist and your shoulders. Get low with your legs, keeping good posture in a good position, okay? Last thing I'm going to say, that's really the big thing. That's the thing that's going to make the biggest difference. The last thing I'm going to say, you need to work the circle a little bit more. So right here, the discus is nowhere close to being out of your hand, and you're already starting to leave the ground. You're kind of jumping and throwing. I'd love to see you keep your feet on the ground till right about here. So there, it's just about to come out of the hand. So that's 1, 2, 3. So 3 frames of this video. Not a whole lot of a long period of time, but again, just like this in the back, where it's 1, 2, 3 frames. Those 3 frames in the back, getting the right foot off the ground earlier, and these 3 frames in the front, right here, 1, 2, 3, that's going to really give you some extra power, some extra distance, and allow you to really push and accelerate and drive even harder into that release. All right? So hopefully this makes sense, Joe. Again, thanks so much for sending in the video. I'm going to be doing about 1 or 2 of these per day over the next couple of days. So if you guys are looking to get a video analysis real quick and make it go live here on YouTube, you can just email me, matt@primalatc.com. Thanks a lot, Joe. Good luck with the rest of your season.